Hello, everybody. Welcome to Attitude, Altitude, and Acceptance. Welcome to 2023. This is the beginning of a new year and a chance to begin a new you. Have you, in the last year or before, felt like you were stuck in a rut or on the proverbial hamster wheel that you just keep going and going and going, but you're never actually getting anywhere, not sure about how to make forward progress or to really make a difference in your life? Well, today I'm going to cover 3 questions that you can use to start a new you this year, as well as continue to improve yourself into the future. So let's get started. What I would like you to do is grab a sheet of paper and a pen or a pencil, however you want to do it. Pen is a little bit more permanent. You can kind of mark things off as you go, but a pencil also works if that's what you want to work with. So go ahead and grab a piece of paper and something to write with, and make 3 columns. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask 3 different questions. The first question is, what is it that you enjoy doing? So this is in the first column, and these are the things that really you get pleasure in life from doing. This could be running, this could be spending time with your family, this could be traveling, this could be making YouTube videos, anything that really you enjoy doing that you want to continue to do into the future. Now, this list will shrink and grow as time goes on. Your mind will change, people progress, people develop and grow in life, so this can change, but it gives you a starting point to really determine what are the things that you're doing that you enjoy. Now, let's move on to question number 2. This is going to be in our second column. What are the things you are doing that you don't enjoy or that you hate doing? This is very important, and it might take a little bit more thinking. This might be like, I don't enjoy working with my coworker because they're always negative, or I don't enjoy taking out the garbage, something like that. Anything that you don't enjoy that really takes up some of your time, go ahead and write that down in column 2. Now, note, there's going to be things that are on this list that are very mundane that you might continue to have to do, but go ahead and write them down. You might have a very long list, but that's fine. That gives us an area to work on and to improve. Now that you've done column number 2, we're going to move on to column number 3. This one is very future thinking, very, very big, or it could be very small, depending on how you want to look at it. But this column is, what is it that you're not doing that you want to do? And again, what are you not doing that you want to do? This is things such as like, I want to be able to run a full marathon. I want to start ballet classes. I want to start my own business. Anything that you're not doing today that you want to do in the future, something that inspires you, something that you think would bring you joy. Now, this list also, like the other 2 lists, can change over time. So don't get bogged down in like, oh, if I write this down, I have to do it. No. It doesn't work that way. You can write it down, and if you change your mind later, that's fine. That's what we do. We live and we grow. So as you move through and you go ahead and write down in those columns, write down the things that you think you would like to do that you're not currently doing. Now, I'm sure you might not have finished writing that down, that's fine, but go ahead and listen with me. You can finish this up later if you'd like to. So what we want to do now is, in column number 1, we really want to think about, okay, these are the things I enjoy doing. How do I continue to do those or spend more time doing them than I had previously? If you feel like you're doing an adequate amount of time, great, leave it on the list. Don't really need to do anything with it. If it's one thing you're like, I wish I could do more of this, look at where you're spending your time, what you're doing. Is there any way to put more time into that type of activity or action? This probably comes into where column number 2 is, and this is where we have the things that we don't like doing or we hate doing. This is one where we want to think about, what can I do to refrain from doing those things in the future? Whether that be working with a negative coworker, maybe it's an opportunity to have a conversation about their negativity, and that could actually cause them to stop being negative and maybe waste less of your time listening to their negativity, maybe get something positive out of it. Or it could be something as like, okay, I don't enjoy doing the dishes. Well, there's going to be some things that we just have to do, and we can't change those. So that's fine having on the list, but that gives you an idea and an insight into yourself of the thing that you don't like doing that that you need to account for, that just takes up time, but you recognize and learn from yourself that this is something I don't enjoy doing. You're not putting it off, you're saying, yes, I've defined I don't like doing this. Now you might have things that move back and forth from column 1 to column 2, or vice versa, as you learn more about the thing. Maybe that coworker that was negative becomes positive, or you learn something more about them by having a conversation, and it moves into the enjoy doing, having a conversation with this coworker. Or you got something that you enjoyed, but then you got injured. So now when you do that activity, it causes you pain. So now it moves into the spending time doing, but I don't enjoy doing it anymore. Or it might just fall off the list entirely, which is very possible. Things can be neutral. This is not a black and white world. So when you go and move into those types of decisions, again, things can fall off. And what I mean by black and white is in terms of like 1 or 0. We have a spectrum of choices in our life, and that's very important to keep in mind, is that the choices we have. Things can drop off that list. Now, the last column, the things that you're not doing that you want to go do. This is more of a challenge to yourself. Really look deep in yourself and say, why am I not doing these things that I think I would gain enjoyment from? Is it a time constraint? Is it a fear issue? Is it a financial constraint? Any of those types of things that might be preventing you from doing those things that you think you would enjoy. And again, I say think you would enjoy because as it's something you're not doing that you would like to do, it might be that you get into it, you're trying it out, and it's not something you enjoy, so it falls off the list. Perfectly fine. But that helps you learn about yourself. You thought you liked one thing, you pursued it, you didn't, you tried something else. But that's the thing, pursuing, taking those steps, trying things out. That's what's important, is making sure you're making forward progress towards a goal, an activity, something that's going to possibly bring you further enjoyment. Now, you're probably not finished with your list, that's perfectly fine, but use this as a tool in your personal life, in your professional life, and anywhere you think that it might be beneficial to gain insight into yourself and how your activities contribute to your own mental and physical well-being. So again, use this tool going forward into 2023 and beyond. I want to thank you for joining us today, and please have a great rest of the day and a great 2023. Thank you.